Well, week 2 certainly lived up to its hype. Hello, folks. Welcome into Telegram Football Insiders. I'm Josh Wallfish, joined as always by my colleague, Ethan Joyce. Ethan, we talked about the hype, and I think no matchup was more hyped this week than Apex Mill Creek coming to Rocky Mount High, and it lived up to all the expectations we could have ever expected from it.
Definitely proved that these guys are going to be state title contenders down the road. Middle Creek, I don't know what I expected, but their defense they was a very large team. And Rocky Mount hung with them for a good while. They were up by 1 point in the third quarter. Middle Creek takes the lead again, and Rocky Mount gets a chance to kind of come back at them and goes out on a 4-2 and gets stuffed, and then the game just changes from there, and Middle Creek starts piling it on.
You saw the Griffons last week absolutely destroy South Granville. What did you learn about this team this week that you didn't really know last week?
I would say that Mackenzie Wright, if he's going to do anything for this team, he's going to stand in that pocket no matter how bad it gets for him, because he got clobbered at least, I would guess, 4 to 5 times, just took some monster hits from some really big kids. He did really well tonight, given what he was working with.
Speaking of getting clobbered, that is one way to describe the annual rivalry between North Edgecombe, Southwest Edgecombe. As Southwest Edgecombe coach Jonathan Cobb told me after the game, he said, "You were very prophetic, Josh, because exactly how you thought this game was going to play out is exactly how it played out." North Edgecomb's size on the defense line proved to be too much for a young, inexperienced Southwest Edgecombe team. Jonathan Cobb tried to mix it up, put Dylan Hodges in at guard, a position he was so successful in last year when the Cougars went to the 4th round of the playoffs. This year didn't work nearly as well. North Edgecombe did a great job getting into the backfield, really putting a lot of pressure on the running backs to make a move way earlier than they wanted to. And as a result, Southwest Edgecombe had a lot of trouble moving the football. They had a little bit of success here and there. Occasionally, Keith Parrish would have to take out Q Harrell out of the game, give him a little bit of breather, and that's when Southwest was able to gash him a little bit through the A-gap with the fullback. But otherwise, North Edgecombe really dominated the line of scrimmage, forced, I believe, 5 fumbles on the quarterback-center exchange just by ramming into the center as soon as the ball is snapped. And, hey, I give a lot of credit to North Edgecombe. They found a way to get the job done, defeat Southwest Edgecombe for the first time since 2003. We'll move back to the Big East now, though. Southern Nash walloped Wilson Benningfield 48-0. Kendrick Bell, I know somebody you have been campaigning for a lot, had another great game. Are we starting to see Southern Nash maybe hit its stride early this season?
I just think that one thing that they've kind of put a stamp on is they're going to have a lot of depth, and they're going to have a lot of guys that they can exchange in and out. And I know they've done that before, but it seems like more so this year. Coach Brian Foster is going to be mixing guys around, and it seems like he's got a lot of weapons. They look really good out there so far.
Yeah, no, I was taking down the score from Mrs. Foster earlier tonight, and she kept listening to how many different names, getting 7 carries here, 6 carries here.
Yeah.
That depth is going to be tremendously important for Southern Nash if they're going to challenge Rocky Mount High. And let's be frank here, given how Northern's playing, given how Nash Central's playing, Fike, Hunt, Southern Nash, I think, is the clear team that's going to challenge Rocky Mount High at the moment. You saw both those teams. Where could the Firebirds take advantage of the Griffons?
I mean, it's going to be in the pass rush, because the offensive line's still growing for the Griffons, and that's something that I keep talking about every week. But they're still learning and growing there. But you make some progress in games, win or loss, and they definitely made a lot of progress tonight, because you saw a lot of good things from this football team.
The other Big East game I want to talk about briefly, Northern Nash held a 24-6 lead entering the 4th quarter, gave up 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter, losing at home to Elizabeth City Northeastern 27-24. All 3 of us picked Northern Nash. We thought they had a legitimate chance. I think they proved that tonight, but to lose a game like this at home to a team like Northeastern, what do you think that does for the psyche of these high school kids?
I mean, it definitely hurts it, but I think they start off the season with a win that maybe some people didn't expect, and I think it's just going to be one of those things where you just move past it.
Well, the road does not get any easier for the Knights. They host Charborough next week, and we will be there. So check back in Thursday morning for a special edition of the Telegram Football Insiders.